Good morning, all my fellow fantasy football players out there on my Sport Talk with Friends family. This is yours truly, CJ the Great, coming to you live from my office this morning, wishing everybody a happy football return day today. So, of course, we had to save the best for last, the minor leaguers. This is our picks of the week, and we're going to go through them as such. All right. Now, as you all know, maybe some of you know, maybe you don't know, I'm the league commissioner of the minor league. And for those of you participating in the minor league for the first time this year, please get your comments in because you will be muted here ASAP. So, hey, just the way it goes. We've got to break you in some way. So let's go ahead and get started. First one we've got quarters in session going up against Jay Weezy's team. So the way that Yahoo has it picked, they've got quarters in session with 147.51 points, and Jay Weezy's team, my boy Gerard, with 141.79 points. There's going to be some key matchups here. One in particular, for sure, is the wide receiver matchup between Juju Smith-Schuster and Stephon Diggs. So that's going to be a key matchup to watch with Stephon Diggs going up against the Jets, who has a pretty suspect secondary now with the loss of Jamal Adams, and then with Juju Smith-Schuster going up against the New York Giants, who has a revamped defense, but we don't really know kind of what they're going to look like with the new head coach and new coaching staff and whatnot. So we'll see what those performances, because based on those performances, I'm going to have to go off the quarterback play, and with Big Ben Roethlisberger coming back, I see Juju having a big game. So I'm going with the upset with Jay Weezy's team over court is in session. All right. Up next, we've got hooligans, up against You Got One Job. So Yahoo has Hooligan winning with 150.61 points to You Got One Job with 148 points. And I am inclined to take a look at this quarterback matchup between Lamar Jackson and Phillip Rivers. So we've got Lamar Jackson going up against Cleveland. Now, please do not sleep on Cleveland's defense. With the new coaching staff that they got in, and also with the new personnel that they got in, they should have a pretty solid, decent defense this year. However, they're playing against the reigning MVP. And everybody's coming back, and I'm sure they're going to be clicking on all cylinders in game one. So they're going to go with that. Now, Phillip Rivers is going up against a depleted Jacksonville defense. So I see Phillip Rivers actually having a big game coming out the gates this week going up against Jacksonville. So the points that they gave Phillip Rivers was 23 versus Lamar Jackson's 30. I'm going to say that Phillip Rivers is going to have a blowout game, going to up those points from 23 probably to about 33, maybe 36. So it's going to be a little bit a bigger blowout, and I'm going to go with Hooligan, to win handily over You Got One Job. So good luck with that. Up next, we've got Dangerous Juju Sucks against Chief Cats. This is going to be a pretty close matchup. In particular, I'm looking at another wide receiver matchup between Kenny Galladay going against Chicago Bears defense, which he is questionable, so he hasn't been cleared to play yet. With D-Hop going up against San Francisco's defense. So, Hopkins is newly acquired with Arizona. So he's got a new quarterback he's got to get used to with, well, he's not a rookie anymore. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but he's got to get adjusted to, his quarterback play. And he's going up against a very, very stout, stingy defense with the San Francisco 49ers. So, and then with Kenny Galladay, the Bears front seven is pretty formidable. If they could put pressure on Matt Stafford, I'm sorry about that. I could see that being a issue as far as Galladay getting any catches or getting any runs. So that's going to be a pretty interesting matchup. But I'm going to go with the Chief Cats for the win. Kenny Galladay is used to playing against Chicago's defense, whereas D-Hop is going to have to, break in and get used to playing against, Sherman and all those boys over there in San Francisco. And of course, with Bosa and those guys coming off the edge, it's going to be, it could get ugly pretty fast for them. So Chief Cats, because of that matchup there, I'm going with them, giving them the edge to edge out dangerous Juju Sucks. All right. Up next, we've got TD Kings and Ijane. Hopefully I pronounce it right. Ijane's team. So in this matchup, I'm going with TD Kings. Ijane's team, due to the running back matchup of Eckler against Leonard Fournette. I don't think Leonard Fournette's going to start this week, to be honest. He may get a little play, and he'll have to get acclimated. And once he gets into the system, he'll probably start picking up more points and get more playing time. But Eckler is the starting running back for the Chargers. As you can see, he made it possible for old boy to be, I can't think of his name, he's over in Denver right now, for him to be expendable. So I'm going to go, because of that matchup between Fournette and Eckler, I'm giving the edge to Ajane's team to go ahead and take that victory over TD Kings. All right. Up next, we've got 318 D-Ski. Hopefully I got that right, against DJ A Fool at this. Boy, I got some names on this one. I like it, though. I love the names. In this particular matchup, I see the edge in the tight end matchup between Gronk and Waller. Again, Brady and Gronk is going to have that connection, but it's going to take a little bit, especially them going against the Saints, for them to get that, juju going. So I don't see him having such a big game early on. Whereas Waller he put on for the Raiders last year, and that seems to be one of Carr's favorite targets. So I could see him having a good game against a okay Carolina defensive secondary or whatnot. I don't know who their strong safety is. I think it's Boston. I have to go back and look, but he's going to be a matchup nightmare for whoever they run into. And then also the wide receiver matchup between Mike Evans and Michael Thomas. From what we know, Mike Evans is questionable with the hamstring, so we don't even know if he's playing. And of course, Mike Thomas is going to do what he does, the reigning offensive MVP. But Drew Brees giving him the ball, that's going to be a problem from any secondary. So with that, I'm going to go with DJ A Fool at this for the win over 318 D-Ski. Hopefully I got that right. Let me know if I did or didn't, so I can get it right on the next go. All right, up next, it is yours truly. The champ is here, going up against Kissing Cousins, against the commish, my man, Ivan Parker. So in this one, this is going to be a close matchup than what it seems. He's got the edge with the, a wide receiver, runner, and tight end matchup with Devontae Parker going up against Mike Williams with the Chargers. So, but the edge as far as quarterback play, I've got Mahomes playing against David Carr. Hopefully Mahomes gets off tonight against Houston. Houston is the defense is pretty stout again, and we can't forget that Houston had KC's number early on in that AFC playoff game last season. They were up 21 or 24-0. So they are formidable. So we can't take them lightly. So with that, I'm going to give myself the edge over the commish in that matchup. So, and now we've got the matchup of the week, and that is going to be Outbreak versus Podcast Rob. This is going to be a close matchup. I tried to go through them all just to see where there might be a slight edge, but this is pretty even kill. Where one lacks some points, so you can take the wide receiver, runner, tight end matchup of Mozart versus Akers. Outbreak has an edge in that, but then if on the flip side, if you go to the wide receiver matchup, he has Gallup and Edelman playing up against Johnson and Tate, which is, that's a pretty lopsided matchup. So where one lacks, the other one picks up. So this is going to be a very, very, very close matchup. Right now, Yahoo has Outbreak losing to Podcast Rob by looks like point 13. So this is going to be real close. So just based off of my football knowledge, I'm going to go with the quarterback matchup. It's probably going to determine what's going to happen here. We got Matt Stafford going up against the Chicago Bears defense, and Tom Brady going up against the Saints defense. So with that being said, I'm going to give the edge to a hungry Matt Stafford going up against the Chicago defense. He's not going to, put up, a godly amount of points, but I think he's got enough weapons and he's got the chip on his shoulder to show everybody that he's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league to get it done. So I'm going to go with the edge to Outbreak over Podcast Rob, but it's going to be very, very close. It could go either way on this one. All right, guys. So those are the picks of the week for the minor league. Again, be ready to be muted, and those who win, you'll be able to talk. Those who lose, got to go another week without saying anything. Football's back. Let's do it. It's Fantasy Football Sport Talk with Friends. It's yours truly, CJ the God. We are done here. See you guys next week. Enjoy your weekend. Have fun. Stay safe. And catch you next week. Peace and love.